Hello, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in today. We are talking today, we are continuing to talk as we usually do on this platform, Facebook Live. Please invite people that you believe would benefit from these shows. I think it would really do justice for other people, as these shows that I do every day are more for building and for helping you become the better you, and to help you in problem solving and understanding these things. Please note that my advices and everything that I come up with, they are not universal, but they are done through reading books and, spending time watching videos and sharpening my mind. I think the most important thing that I do on a daily basis is to sit down and I watch videos trying to sharpen my mind, and I read books. That is my daily activity that I do each and every day, because I don't want to find myself thinking the way I'm thinking now. My thinking should always be better than yesterday's thinking, and that on its own is, treasure to me. And so today we are talking again, we are going on with our talk. I think I'm going to be talking about the friends that you keep, or your friends, or the people that you hang around with, the people that you spend your time with, which is very important. And a lot of people don't know the impact of who they give their time to, who they spend their time with, and why do they give time to those particular people that they give time to. And until you get to a point where you understand why you hang out with the people that you hang out, or why you spend time with the people that you spend time with, then you will never grow, and you will miss out on a lot of opportunities because you don't understand the company that you are keeping. So today I'm talking about the company that you keep around you. Yesterday we were talking about the journey to success, and if you want to grow, then the most important thing that you will need to understand is part of the things that are going to help you succeed in life is the people that you keep around you. You cannot just walk with just anyone and expect to grow in the process. Growth is intentional, as I always say. Success is intentional, and happiness is intentional at the end of the day. So you can never separate these two. Now, we are talking today about the people that you hang around with. I think the most important thing that I always do is to try and evaluate, what do I benefit from this person, and how much time do I waste on them, such that I miss out on the things that I do daily because I'm spending time with just anyone. You need to get to a point where you understand that it is not every person who deserves your time. It is very important to understand that, because a lot of us just socialize with just anyone. And you need to understand that the time that you spend with the people that you call friends or acquaintances or anyone, that time you are not going to regain it. You need to understand that if you don't use your time wisely and choose to be around people who are going to nurture you and grow you and introduce you to opportunities and always talk opportunities, then you will never grow. So it's very much important, from a young age, I always had this thing in me that I am going to be intentional about the people that I give my time to, because you need to know and understand that it is not everyone who deserves your time, and you should not even be ashamed of that. There are so many people who just feel as if you should be their friends, but when you try and evaluate your relationship with them, you realize that you are not gaining or benefiting anything from them. Instead, you are just getting stress from those very same people. And I ask myself this question: why do you have to sacrifice so much of your time on people who are not building you in any way? At the end of the day, the only thing that we have from them is stress. You need to understand that not each and every person deserves your time. Now, you can ask yourself a question and say, but I think I grew up with that person, or I grew up with that guy, or I grew up with that lady, or I grew up with that person is my relative, and this one. Look, your time is not given per relationship that you built in the past, but your time is given to people who understand why, and why they are with you and where they are going with you. You cannot at this stage in your life spend time for the sake of spending time with anyone. If you are not benefiting in terms of knowledge and being equipped at the end of the day, or being challenged, then you should not give yourself time with that person. The reason why I say evaluate your time is that you always find yourself spending time with people who are very selfish in nature, people who can even hide ideas from you, people who don't feel good talking about anything. I mean, I remember in school we had people who would always come when they want to relax. They come to your room to come and have fun, and in the process are wasting your time, and you end up not studying because this person just comes whenever they feel like it. But to you, they are only coming there because they want to, they want to relax. They want to spend time. They don't care about the time that you are wasting on them. And they don't even ask if the time is convenient to them or not. But they will come and they bother you in your place, and you end up not studying because you are wasting time on people who don't deserve your time. Now, you need to understand that no one is entitled to having time with you. And if you have people that you evaluate and you realize that these ones are not really supposed to be here, like the other day, I was talking about people who gossip. You realize that actually you spend time like an hour with this person, but the only thing that you achieved was to know how bad the other person is or how useless the other person is, which is not building you in character, or it's not growing you, or it's not sharpening you as a person. Because each time you engage in a conversation, it must be meaningful, because the time that you have is not going to be brought back to you. You need to understand that. So not any person, there is no person who is entitled to your time, but you need to sit down and evaluate, what do I benefit from this person? I always make sure that people who are gossipers, who are just wasting my time talking about other people, are shifted from my life, because they are spending more time that I could have been engaging with other people on very important matters. Because the people that you spend time with are either going to grow you or they are going to bring you down. Where do you want to see yourself? Now, I always say this. If you want to see yourself succeeding in the next 5 years, evaluate your friendship, your acquaintances, and the people that you are in a relationship with, and you look at yourself and you think, why am I with these particular people? Do I really benefit anything from them, or I always leave drained? There are some people that when you spend time with them, even that idea that you had that you wanted to put out, you become discouraged from doing it. Now, why are you spending time with those type of people who are always negative about anything? They will never show you a solution, but they will always show you how it is not going to work. There are just some people like that. Remember, if you spend more time with cowards, you are going to become a coward yourself. Denzel Washington likes saying this. He says, the more time you spend in the salon, it's the chances of you having a haircut are very high. You see, so it is simply to say this: the more time you spend in the library, the chances of you studying your books are very high. Now, the more time you spend with cowards, it's, you are at risk of becoming one yourself. That's why you need to check who you walk with. And it is okay to walk by yourself if you realize that actually the company that you are keeping around you is not actually in tune with your purpose or with your destiny. And let me tell you something. The thing that I hate the most with passion in my life is gossip, because you don't benefit anything from that, and you will find yourself spending 2 hours of your time. Now, 2 hours of your time in a day is equivalent to more than 20% of your day that you actually spend talking about very useless things. You understand? So you need to think about these things. You need to think about them, that why am I sitting with these people? Do I benefit anything from them? If I chill with this person, do I really have the ability, or do I really have 10% of my day to sit down and spend on useless things? Because some conversations that you engage with some people, you could be sitting down and reading a book and equipping yourself and learning how to, learning how to do something valuable from that. Now you are sitting back and you are sitting with a gossiper and is telling you how bad that other person is, but they forget to tell you about themselves. Because I've learned in life that people who don't have much to talk about, they invest more time talking about how negative they are. The negative things that other people are having in their lives. They will spend time telling you how much that guy is not good, is bad, is not making it in life, how they bought a wrong car, how they did this and this and this. But when you ask them, what are you doing with your life? They don't even have a clue. So I hate that. I will never spend time with someone who just gossips. If you want to spend time with me, you need to understand that actually you need to talk something more meaningful. And those are the type of people that I spend time with. Because at my age, I can't afford to be wasting an hour that I would have used to develop something. Let me give you an example. Everything that you engage in, whether it be social media, whether it be people, or whether it be, time that you sit down with your books, it is very important. Now, why do I mention books? It's because there are some books that are not important for your growth. And I asked someone yesterday, I said, what books are you reading? And they said to me, no, I like reading novels. I said, well, novels are not bad, but what are you trying to achieve from reading novels? Because you cannot afford for your time to be substituted by something that is not in tune with your destiny. The most important thing that I always do with my time is when I read books, I become intentional. I can either read books on leadership, I read books on motivation, I read books on finances, and I read books on medicine, of course, because I can't spend a day without reading a book on medicine. And there is, again, I always ask, why do you hang out with that person? Does that person motivate you to becoming something in life, or is that friend that you know that there are some things that you can't share with them because they are going to go around sharing with each and every person, and each time you are sitting with them you feel more negative about life than before? Those are the type of people that you need to evaluate in your life. Do I really feel comfortable? It's no use to be sitting and spending your time with someone who is as useless that when you are about to tell them that I'm supposed to open this business, they say to you, you know what, you are wasting your time. Businesses are not for everyone. I'm used to meeting those guys who are too negative. They will say to you, no, businesses are not for everyone. You will waste your time, spending your time and doing this and this and this and this. Only to find that they actually don't have the means to start a business, or they are negative in life and they don't want to learn anything. Now, tell me, if you are going to grow and thrive, or you are going to succeed if you are spending your time with that person in business, you cannot have a friend who you always have to hide things. There are some people, I was asking the other day, I said, why are you spending so much time with that person if you say to me, you don't trust that person? And they said to me, no, we are childhood friends. I said, I don't see the reason why you feel as if that person gossips about you, but you are still spending time with them. Why are you wasting your time around that person? And they said, they gave all sorts of excuses, but I ended up saying one thing. I said, if you don't benefit anything from that person, and you are afraid to say some stuff around that person, why do you call them your friend? Those are the things that we go around and we literally don't understand why we do what we do. Again, watching TV at the end of the day, which is very important, and I'm not saying I don't do it, but I'm not influenced by it, because I realize that I am so much in love with TV shows that I can sit down the whole day and watch television. And when you ask me what I'm watching, I say, some show. And I just enjoy. And the biggest problem is that I get to easily understand or follow something. Even if I find it in the middle, I understand it fast, that I get attached to it. Then I realize that actually TV is wasting my time. I realize that I've been watching TV for 12 hours. Why am I doing this? Now, even with those things, you need to be intentional around it. If it means you need to write a timetable and say, I'm only going to watch these things, because TV, again, is an enemy to success at the end of the day. You cannot sit down and open a TV from 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. just watching whatever random show that you are watching and think that you are going to be able to open a book and read. You need to be intentional about you reading your books and knowing what you want to do. You understand? So those are the type of things that I always sit down and I say, why do you spend time with friends or activities that you know that they don't benefit you with anything in life? For instance, I've got people that I hang out with at work. I hang out with at work. Unfortunately, I can't separate with them. But they are always negative. They always find a way of being able. When you say you want to do this, they say, no, there's no money. There's what, you get, you end up becoming negative at the end of the day when you realize that, actually, let me talk about something else. This type of a friend is good for me to talk about sports. This one is actually good for me to talk about, relationships. This one is good for me to talk about, business. This one is good for me to talk about savings, because you will be talking to someone about savings and then they will say something negative, as in, what if you die and your kids eat all the money? What's wrong with that? I mean, if they're my kids and if I die, then there's nothing wrong with them wasting my money at the end of the day. Who should waste it at the end of the day? Because you will find yourself spending time with those people and you will realize at a later stage that you accumulated nothing in 20 years because you were playing it safe. Don't hang around those type of people because you don't know their experiences and you don't know what they are trusting on. And some people enjoy it when you always are having problems because they have something to talk about. Reevaluate why you give your time to the people that you give to. And I always say, in the last 90 days, the people that you've been sitting around with, what did you benefit from? And that's where you get to realize that actually, I think I need to phone this friend, because there are so many people that I've met in my life, and there are those that I realize that if I spend 2 weeks without calling them, I get concerned, because I realize that actually they contribute so much in my life that at the end, and by contribution, I'm not talking about money, because don't go around looking for money from people, but look for knowledge, because knowledge is power. You see, people who are looking for money, they get money via lottery and whatever, but because they don't have knowledge, then they end up wasting it all. Then we watch them on that program. What is that program? I blew it. Because they don't have the necessary knowledge and wisdom on how to handle them finances. But the more you connect yourself with people, and I'm talking about sound people, you get to find ideas. You get to realize how easier and how cheaper that item is. You get to realize that actually I'm about to publish a book, but this person has got the material and I'm doing it for free from now on. So those are the type of people that you need to keep around you. People who bring you information for free. Things that you should have paid for, but they give it to you for free because now you are becoming one like them. Now, yesterday I was talking to someone and they said to me, at the end of the day, why don't you relate with some people? You go home and then you realize that actually these people, when you are having a conversation with them, they are very far from you. And what you are talking about ends up, becoming strange. Why are we talking about someone at the tavern? Why are we talking about this and this? Why are we talking about how wrong someone's mother is? You get to realize that actually, I think our thinking pattern is now different. And that is very important for you in evaluating the type of people that you spend time with. Because each and every second of your life counts. You should be spending that time in order to make sure that you are leaving an inheritance for your kids through the knowledge that you are living. And even the advice that people get from you, they will say, you know what, I thank you. You always speak sense. Why? It's because you are now becoming one with the people that you are spending time with. Have you realized that a person who is always cheating on their wife or whatever, they find themselves even saying wrong things and they don't even understand why? I mean, people who are hanging around with people who cheat, they end up finding themselves saying inappropriate things and all that. Why is it that case? It's because you are literally, day by day, you are becoming like them. You understand? So, whoever time that you spend time on, it's like if you spend time with your Bible, you literally become one with your Bible. And you begin to think and understand and begin to become one and glued to that Bible. If you spend time reading about finances, you begin to grow in finances and you ask yourself, so these things are actually easy. I thought they were very difficult. I didn't know that a spreadsheet is this easy. I didn't know that actually, this and this and this, savings account, this and this and this. Because you have chosen to now walk with eagles, then you become one yourself. You see? So, make sure that you are intentional. And people who hang around you must understand that you don't really tolerate this and this and this and this. And you'll get to realize at the end of the day, your cycle becomes very smaller. And the nicest part about having a smaller cycle is that you've got more time on your hands. And having more time on your hands means self-development becomes the meal of the day. And when people begin to look at you, they say to you, how do you market yourself? How do you do this and this and this and this and this? You don't even understand. It's because now you are beginning to understand the way your mentors and everyone is thinking. That is how life is like. Before I leave this place, the most important thing in understanding who you should hang out with, which is what I left out, is for you to understand where you want to see yourself in the next 5 years. Then if you understand that this is where you want to find yourself, then you will begin to align yourself with people who are exactly where you want to be. Don't spend more time with people who praise you, who want to be like you. Spend more time with people that you want to be like, because you will be challenged and begin to do the things that they are doing. You cannot spend time with people who always idolize you, because you will feel like you have already arrived in life. The most important thing that you need to do in life is to look for people who have already achieved what you want to achieve and you spend more time with. If you want to be a consultant in medicine or whatever, you cannot be sitting around people who are okay being a medical officer or whatever. If you want to be a businessman, you cannot be okay sitting with around people who say businesses are not viable and all these things, who are very negative about businesses. If you want to make money, you cannot spend time with people who think that you've made it in life. You want people who will look at you and say, actually, you know what? Actually, you need to do this and this and this in order to get here. This is how you register a company. This is how you read, and this is what you are supposed to expect when you do this thing and these things. This is how you read on stocks. This is how you understand equity. This is how you buy shares. This is what you do and these things. Because you can't afford to be in a situation where the people that you spend time with are always looking up to you and they say Skoko. When they look at you, Skoko, Skoko, Skoko. You can't do that. You are just wasting your time. Get to a point where you will always feel small. And when you feel small, you know what happens? Your brain challenges you. I'm not saying by them calling you small, but I'm saying where you look at your situation and you always feel like, you know what? There's more work to be done. Then everything becomes easier when you begin to sit back. When you get home, now you realize that I thought I knew. I thought I knew. I think the only example that I can give at this point is I've got my colleagues that I know that always claim to know. And when you are about to discuss a topic, they walk away. Because they feel like they've always arrived. Run away from those people because they are dangerous to be around. You will never grow once you develop that attitude of saying, I have arrived in life. Because tomorrow you'll be asking them the very same thing that they walked away from. They will not have an idea. You see? So I always challenge myself. I hang around consultants and I spend time whenever I see myself, whenever I want to know something, I go straight and ask. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be an ordinary person. I always tell myself I have to work hard. And every time when I sit with a consultant and they say, hey, this one studies a lot, this one reads a lot, this one does this, it makes me feel better, knowing very well that the other day they were saying you are not serious. Now, each and every day, you hang around people who are already where you want to be. And you begin to realize that actually, I think I'm getting there, even though you don't use it arrogantly, but you make sure that you push yourself. You don't run away from people who have knowledge because you feel like you are small. No, you need to understand that you are small, and you actually going to people who have already arrived to where you want to be, then it will challenge you to find ways on how to get there. So thank you very much, guys. Remember, don't play it small and don't hang around people who don't benefit you anything in life but actually are just there to waste your time. You can't waste your whole day just talking about people or talking about things that don't even add any value in your life. You are supposed to make jokes, but don't get to a point where 30% of your day is wasted on jokes, unless if you are planning to become a comedian, of course. But if you are not, then you are wasting your time. And you will realize later that actually your time is very much precious, and you are supposed to grow from there. But you wasted precious time, and you just realize that the time that you've given today is not going to be regained. Thank you very much, guys. Let's meet tomorrow at 5 p.m. for another meaningful conversation. No, actually tomorrow I forgot to mention we are having our Zoom meeting where we are talking about independent women and the power of that, and how to understand and how to go around this issue of ladies who don't want anything from you. So let's get to that point, and I think that Zoom meeting is going to be interesting. I've already posted on my timeline, and it's going to be a very interesting one. Thank you very much. Let's talk tomorrow. So actually tomorrow's meeting will be a bit late. I think I'll be live on Facebook at around 8 p.m. because of that meeting, our Zoom meeting. Thank you very much, guys. Continue working hard, and don't be afraid of going to what you believe you deserve. I work very hard because at the end of the day I don't want to be an ordinary person. When I get to a point, I'm at work, they were even saying to me, I said I'm bored, and when I get bored, now it means I need to act. And it's not because I'm wise. I'm not an intellect. I'm not a very clever person, but I believe in hard work. And at the end of the day, I always like it when I realize that I'm always the one who comes with solutions. Even at work, that is my character, So let's get to that point, and let's meet tomorrow. It will be at 8 p.m. For those who will join us at our Zoom meeting, the details are there on my timeline. I shared the post. I'll also share it tomorrow morning. So please be my audience, and we will grow together. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Sharp.